If you do what I'm about to teach you in this video, you will be ahead of 99% of manifestors, so that from now on, manifestation comes with ease for you. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to give you the key that makes this work for you immediately. My name is Giselle Baumet. I have a background in applied neuroscience, and I get to work with thousands of women entrepreneurs every single day as I help them to open up to abundance by removing the blocks and the patterns that prevent it. Let's start with the key point, because by now you've probably watched many manifestation videos, and here's the thing that they're not talking about. Your conscious desires are completely irrelevant if your subconscious mind doesn't believe that it is safe for you. It really doesn't matter how many times you're saying that you want to manifest thousands of dollars. What matters is what is in your coding, in your subconscious mind, based on the patterns, the observations, and the energetics that were imprinted. What that means is this: your daily actions, your behavior, the way that you make decisions, your emotional responses, they're mostly running on autopilot. This is why often you can't see your own blind spots. It's all on autopilot. And they've been created by your past, not the last few years, all the way along your storyline. So when you say things like, I want more money, but your identity is rooted in that autopilot zone of scarcity and lack, it doesn't matter how often you say, I want more money. You will unconsciously self-sabotage. You'll miss opportunities, you'll delay, downplay, you push your own success away, and you justify it in your mind so that it makes perfect sense to you. Meanwhile, you're staying in the same pattern and in the same loops. Because it really does start from within. If your inner world doesn't feel safe holding your desires, it will not happen. The key thing that I need you to understand is that your brain filters your reality through your identity, not through your intention. Okay, let's go deeper into that. The filter in your brain is the RAS, the reticular activating system. It's a bundle of neurons at the base of your brainstem, and it acts like a spotlight. It filters millions of data that you are exposed to every single day, and it will only bring your attention to what is connected to your identity and your beliefs. To me, that is mind-blowing. That you are literally exposed to all of that information every single second of your life. But what you will only pay attention to is what's aligned to your identity and your beliefs. You will only pay attention to what's aligned with your identity and your beliefs. That is so important for you to understand, because part of the reason why you still haven't manifested your ideal life in a consistent way is because your RAS is missing opportunities. It's not showing them to you for you to pay attention to. It's filtering them out. So it's not like your reality that you're seeking is not there. It's right in front of you, but you can't see it because of your identity and your beliefs is filtering them out. That's why you'll have people who have abundance on paper. It should be like, this is amazing, and they still feel poor, and they still feel like it's not enough, and they still feel like they're just surviving, or that they will lose it at any moment. Another way to say this is that you will see what your brain believes. So we have to go from surface level manifestation to changing your neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is just the way that your brain changes the function and the structure of your brain to align you. This is one of the ways we're going to do this, to align you to your ideal wealth, consciousness, identity. When you lack that identity, now your brain will filter for that reality and bring it closer to you. And the way to change your neuroplasticity is repetition, attention, and emotion. This is what changed everything for me, because just like you, I was watching all the manifestation videos. I had read all the books. I had read the Neville Goddard books. I had read Abraham Hicks. I had done everything that I was supposed to do to be able to manifest my ideal life. And I would get wins, but I would not get consistency. I would not get consistency. They would always be in or out or just these little wins, but not a consistent, stable, secure, financially free life. That wasn't happening with all of the manifestation techniques. Why? Because my identity was grounded in lack and scarcity. So it didn't matter what I was trying, it wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work. That wasn't my identity. Once I added the neuroscience to it, it was like this. Like it started happening for me because I was changing my brain. I was changing my identity in the process, and everything opened up for me to the point where I'm now the woman that just this past month, in 1 month, manifested $100,000. It's not hard, it's easy, because that's how it should be for you. So we're going to change your brain to match that identity. So we're not just going to focus on affirmations for this, because affirmations do not work on their own. Without the rewiring work, they simply do not work. In fact, without rewiring work, an affirmation is just going to create cognitive dissonance for you. It's going to have a conflict in your body, even in your brain and your mind, between what you're saying and what your identity is. Now, if we take that same affirmation that you might have, and let's use for this, I am the woman that manifests wealth with ease, or I became the woman who manifests wealth with ease, whichever one feels open in your body. And you pair it with self-hypnosis, breath work, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and also daily somatic and sensory cues. And you combine it with that, now that affirmation is rewiring your brain, which is changing your identity. Without these, the affirmation is just words. You're going to take your affirmation. Before you say it, you're going to do a few minutes of controlled breathing. We're going to breathe in and out from our nose to signal to your brain, I am safe, I am secure. Controlling your breathing, so slowing down the inhale, maybe holding it for a couple seconds, and slowing down even more the exhale. Do that for a few minutes. When you feel the calmness, you're going to say your affirmation. You can also say it in your mind, or you can say it out loud, whatever is easiest for you. When you choose that affirmation that you're saying, you need to keep it simple, okay? Not long affirmations. We want simple affirmations. And you need to be able to feel it, feel the emotion of it in your body. If you do not, choose another affirmation that you can feel the emotion of that affirmation in your body. As you say your affirmation, I want you to somatically open to it as well, to teach your body, I am open to this. And all this could be is literally just opening your arms as you're saying your affirmation. Now you're activating your vagus nerve, especially if you're moving in rhythm slowly as you are controlling your breathing. And again, you can say the affirmation in your mind, feeling the emotion. How long do you do this for? I recommend 5 to about 15 minutes a day. First part of your day. That is important. And then after doing that is continuing by doing an aligned action right after that, a few hours after it at most, that you do an aligned action. Get creative with what is your aligned action. And at times that action is going to feel uncomfortable, and that is perfectly okay. When you are entering that point of discomfort, a lot of times all that means is you're leaving that old identity, and it becomes uncomfortable to do that. Do it anyway. If you're not sure how to tell the difference between your intuition or wishful thinking, or you don't understand the language of your body, then come into my community to do the 14-day challenge. Every day for a few minutes, I help you connect to your intuition and to understand your body so that it can serve as a guide for you. As you are consistent, remember, we're looking for repetition, attention, and emotion. Another way that I have often said this is repetition, consistency, and emotion. So as you are consistent with this, what would you expect? You should expect to feel lighter, calmer, and all of a sudden, in the next week or two, you start to notice opportunities that you were not noticing before. You start to get clarity that you did not have before. In other words, your RAS is now shifting your attention to your new identity. And that tends to be really exciting. You deserve everything you desire because you are majestic. You are so much more powerful than you realize. And I cannot wait for you to realize it.